Hello, I'm Mandy Dos Santos, nutritionist, food scientist, and chief kitchen messmaker at Little People Nutrition. Today's video is part of a series we have created in collaboration with the Central Coast Council. These videos address some of the common concerns and questions that childcare educators have around children and eating in an early learning centre environment. This video is all about how to help fussy eaters in a childcare environment away from the table. We must remind ourselves that a learning mindset is crucial to developing a positive relationship with food for little people, and they need that understanding from us, the adults and carers in their lives. Just as a little one is learning to go to the loo or learning to sleep or draw, they are also learning what and how to eat at home and most definitely at childcare too. We then must take this learning mindset into food education away from the eating environment, although of course there's always an opportunity to eat. The reason we do this is there is interesting research that supports the positive impact of play-based interaction with foods and the follow-on of trial in an eating environment. Ways in which this can be introduced are simple cooking. But when we think of cooking as much as making pancakes and muffins are fun and yummy, think about some other kinds of foods you could make. They could be linked to cultural dishes, or perhaps as simple as a veggie-based dip. Think of unique textures and opportunity to expose foods that are on your menu. I have a few little videos on my website that you can watch along to with the children. With my cooking classes and incursions, I love to break a recipe down into a per-person recipe so that your child is in control of each of the steps in the process. This maximizes their learning opportunity, but also gives them a true sense of control and pride in their creation. They also can choose what ingredients they do or don't want to put into their creation. Food exploration. In our incursions, we often talk about being a foodie explorer, exploring and investigating a food with all 5 of our senses. Have a go yourself. Stop and pause and explore a food with all of your senses. Children are much more present when they are eating or trying new foods. This means that certain senses can be quite confronting and might be the reason a child might not want to eat a food. If we give them an opportunity to explore foods using all of their senses without any pressure to eat, research suggests that they will become more confident and perhaps eat more of them in a mealtime environment. It can be as simple as having a table with lots of red or green foods and investigating these together in a small group, discussing and highlighting what clues the children find. Remember, it is okay if they express negative feelings about a food. A food might taste yucky or feel strange to them, and that's okay. Always remember, a child should not be pressured to eat something they do not want to. Sensory exploration is about gaining trust and understanding of the food. Exploring is not about eating. Music. Music is such a powerful tool in developing language and the understanding of concepts. And using it as a tool to support their understanding of food and eating is a nurturing way to develop a relationship with food. I believe in this so much that I collaborated with a music therapist, Phoebe Cormack, with our musical kitchen, Foodie Music. You can find us on Spotify. But there are also some other lovely children's music out there too, that have some wonderful songs talking about food. The Tiptoe Giants, Veggie Plot, The Wiggles, and also Teeny Tiny Stevies. You could pop up some of those songs while you're exploring food or cooking, or perhaps listen to it and then reenact what's happening in the songs. Stories. I'm a sucker for a story, especially a foodie one. Stories are a beautiful and simple way to initiate a conversation around food. Be it my story, At My Family Table, which is about eating together and cultures from around the world. You could simply talk about the foods that you're seeing in the drawings, or perhaps talking about how a different cultural family might eat something different to yours. I have a few other stories here that I really enjoy. There's Foo's story, What If Vegetables Were People? There's a lovely book here, Yum Yum, Where Does It Come From? About the farm. Dragons Like Tacos. Even a funny story like this gives an opportunity to look at tacos and all the ingredients, and perhaps why these dragons can't eat certain ingredients that we put into tacos as well. Stories are a wonderful way to be able to have a conversation about food. And I love the storybooks, but I also love the oral tales, such as my foodie tales, delving into concepts around food which are as much about the food as they are about the people in the community. Learning about food is a process, and it is one that occurs at the table while children are eating, but can be supported and nurtured away from the table as well. Have a think of some simple play-based activities that could involve food in your centre. My dream is that every child would be exposed to a food education activity every week. You can find some different ideas of activities and resources on my website and also on my social channels. I hope you found this video informative, and I'll see you next time.